Last episode, I talked about my own specific college journey and why I'm doing an entrepreneur college instead of standard status quo college. And I mentioned in there hard versus soft skills. Now, everything we talk about on this channel is geared in some way towards confidence, right? Whether that be confidence because we're trying to grow in God and God is where our confidence comes from, whether that be because we want social confidence, whether we want physical confidence in our bodies, or whether we want confidence in our abilities when it comes to the things that we're doing and the jobs we have. And that's what we're talking about today. Last week, we talked about the confidence and the entrepreneur college kind of thing. So if you want to learn more about that and get sort of the basis and the groundwork for this episode, go check out that one and then come back here. But for those of you who heard that last week, then we're going to talk about the soft skill sets versus the hard skill sets. In that episode last week, I talked about the different skills and the things that you're going to be using. I gave the example of camera equipment and the different philosophies that go behind how you're using those. Like I said, I have a filmmaker friend and he has a different philosophy for using camera equipment than I do as a YouTuber and content creator in this format. So that means that I'm going to be using the same equipment very differently. So today we're going to talk more about the framework and the mental framework that goes behind that and how I'm actually structuring this for myself. And if you want to learn more, I have a membership that is up and coming, and it's going to be all about all these kinds of things. Where are you supposed to be applying yourself in your life specifically? How are you making a difference? You're trying to live a godly life. You want more community, and you want the social skills and the confidence to be able to live an effective life for Christ and a life that you enjoy too, because it's important to be able to do that. And it's not a guarantee, but if we can, then we should. So today, let's talk about soft skills and hard skills. What is a soft skill? So actually, let's talk about hard skills. No, let's back up. And before that, we're going to talk about confidence, maxing out our confidence. What is confidence? Confidence is assurance, right? Confidence usually comes, there's two ways that we can actually get confidence. I would say that there's the human being version of confidence and the human doing version of confidence. Human being means that we're confident because we're in Christ. We're confident because we're God's kids. We're sons of God, right? We're beloved sons of Jesus Christ. And He loves us because we're human beings. Simply the fact that we are being, we're living, like we're not having to apply ourselves or do anything. He loves us for who we are. That's first, that's baseline, and that's never going to change. Then there's the human doings version where this can get super toxic and people's entire identity becomes what are they working on, what are they doing, how are they performing, right? And everything's based off of that, whether that be in dating, whether that be in like hooking up or how much money you have, how often you're working, like how hard you're working, muscle, hustle, grind, like what your body looks like, all those kinds of things. That's human doing confidence. And then there's the balance of the middle, where we should actually be. And the Bible talks about this too. This is very biblical, okay? Because Christ loves us, we go and we do. Because we're loved by God, we actually go and we do good work in the world because we want to. It doesn't have anything to do with our own value or our own ability to get into heaven. We just do it because we want to. And because He says, you'll know people by their fruits. And one of the fruits of the Spirit, when the Spirit comes into you, it begins changing you, and it says, you begin to have new desires and new wants. Suddenly it's not lustful, prideful, and lying anymore, those kinds of things. You become how do I actually apply myself for God? How do I spread the gospel? How do I love people? And those are the things that we want to focus on. So, maxing out confidence is your ability to execute in that sense, in the sense that I have confidence because I'm able to execute. I'm able to go and live out my mission that's given to me by God, that He and I have agreed that we're doing. So, how do you learn to do something and are interested in easily and quickly, right? We need to be able to learn stuff easily and quickly and execute it, and therefore the byproduct of that will be confidence. It's like a chemistry equation. It's easy. Hard skill sets. These are actually physical abilities, right? Last week, again, we talked about you had your hard skills, you had your medium skills, and then you had your soft skills. We had the workforce kinds of things, like your HVACs. We had science, and then we had philosophies and more intangible things, kind of like psychology and being like a therapist or something. I don't know, something like that, right? there's different levels and different degrees of how you apply yourself physically inside of your labor, whatever that labor is. So hard skills are the physical abilities and things like website development, video editing, obviously using a camera, those kinds of things. Being able to, change out and fix HVACs, we talked about that, those kinds of things. Like, I am using this camera right now. I know how to function and use this camera. That is a hard skill set. Soft skill sets are mental frameworks. So like you have website development. I'm a professional funnel builder and website creator. So I know how to build a website and how to make it look good. But I also know website sales psychology, right? Emotional storytelling in websites and inside of video. Learning those ideas that then are how you will interact with the hard skill sets is what makes the hard skill sets different. So those are the soft skills. And then, like I said, the philosophies, the things that go into that. I also love theology and apologetics. That is like 0% hard skill set, except for the ability to use your mouth and also go do research. And 100%, I guess we'll say 98% soft skill set of being able to use your brain and your mind and being able to talk and actually do those kinds of things, right? So there's another example. Learning the soft skill sets are just as important as the hard skill sets. Because like I said in our last episode, colleges really, they do double down on the hard skill sets, and the soft skill sets that they're teaching these days are absolute garbage. It's not even real anymore. Like I said, science class, whacked up, messed up, terrible, all those kinds of things. So learning the soft skill sets are just as important as learning the hard skill sets, because if you don't have the soft skill sets, you can't use the hard skill sets effectively. So we need to be able to learn and execute the soft skill sets, taking the shape and form of the hard skill sets. So here's what you're going to do. You don't know if you want to go to college yet. You're in college maybe, or you're just trying to figure out what it is you're trying to do with your life, right? Think about this. What hard skill set do you enjoy? And what kind of career do you enjoy? What things do you enjoy? Is it video creation? Is it content creation? Is it like website building? Things like I said, like that. Those types of things. What you're going to do is you're going to backtrack and you're going to say, here's the hard skill sets. What are the soft skill sets that I need to be able to actually effectively use and implement the hard skill sets to create the desired outcome that I want? 1, 2, 3. Learn the soft skill sets, use the hard skill sets to get the outcome you want. That's it. It's easy. You're probably going to have to pay money for it, okay? Alex Hormozi talks about this when he says this is what I've been doing since 2020, and he just blew up recently. It's like 2023 right now. And he's saying go learn the things. I was like, I'm listening to him talking about this and I'm like, dude, this is exactly what I've been doing for years. I was homeschooled. This is what I've been doing my entire life. This is amazing that you are saying this and that you're actually telling people to go do this. You go and you learn the soft skill sets and you invest the money and the time into the things that are going to actually be beneficial and effective for your life, instead of just blowing it all inside of college and going to parties and wasting 50% of your time and then cramming and having terrible anxiety and sleep deprived and stuff over the other stuff. It's not a really healthy, balanced lifestyle, and I personally don't want to live that. Why would I put myself through that? I have a friend who is in college. He and I have the exact same philosophy before any of that, which is don't go to college unless you actually need to. But what he wants to do, he goes to college for. You have to go to college for it, and they teach that skill set there. And he learns the soft skills and he learns the hard skills that he needs to inside of college. And he and I were on a walk the other day, and by the other day I mean a few months ago, and he and I were talking about it, and it was just like, yeah, he has to do all the work. He's not going out and partying and all that kind of stuff, but he's putting in the work inside of college because he wants to learn that hard skill set for his desired outcome. I'm putting in the work outside of college because I want the hard skill sets that are going to give me the desired outcome. Exact same philosophy and way of living, but applied in two different ways. He's in college and it's fine, it's great, it's working for him because he knows what it is he wants to do. But for me, they don't teach that in college, like I said last episode, so here I am. So, what is the thing you want to do manifested in the hard skill sets? What are the soft skill sets that you want to do the hard skill sets for the desired outcome that you are working towards? If you want to be a videographer, maybe you can find the soft and hard skill sets inside of college. Maybe not. No one's going to teach you how to make a YouTube video in a college class, right? I'm having to learn all of that by myself. I did have to learn the structuring. How do I stage the room? What settings am I using? What's the apertures? Like, what's all these different things, right? How do I actually get everything set up? How do I use the video editor? How do I actually upload to YouTube? What times are best? What SEO is best? Like, what's going on inside of the website algorithms? Like, there's a ton of stuff that goes into it, but you have to learn all of that ahead just by saying, I want to make a YouTube video. If you say, I want to make a movie, go to college and learn how to make films. You're going to learn all of the soft skill sets and all of the things that, like the SEO and like the framing of the movie, the video, all those things. You're going to learn that there instead of outside of college, where I'm learning how to make a YouTube video. So, different things, some of the same paths, the exact same mindset, but what you decide to do is going to determine where you end up putting your time, where you end up putting your resources, and where you end up directing your life for the next 4 years and the next phase of your life, okay? If a season of life is 3 to 5 years, then 4 years is exactly in between, and we just have one season of our life that we're dedicating to this, and you get to choose what kind of outcome you're going to create at the end of this 5 years, at the end of this 10 years, 15, 20 years, based on the decisions you're making right now as a young person. So, take all of that information and good luck.